Hi guys, it's Tamara coming back at you with another video. I'm going to talk a little bit today about self-compassion and challenging inaccurate thoughts. So I'm a cognitive behavior therapist and I have a specialization in trauma as well as child and adolescent mental health. But I also deal with grief, loss, and life transitions. So I want to talk a little bit about that side of my career, which is focusing on the connection between grief, loss, and trauma. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. I want to talk to you about self-compassion first, and then we'll go in to challenging some inaccurate thoughts that kind of keeps you hostage and held hostage to your feelings and to your thoughts. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So I have a list of statements that I want you to think about. So I'm going to give you a couple seconds to ponder it and think about it. And I want you to ask yourself, have I ever said that to myself? Will I ever say that to myself? Will I ever show myself the same amount of compassion that I show other people? I find that a lot of my clients struggle with self-compassion. They have this motivation and this urge to make everybody else around them feel loved and welcome and comfortable and content. But when it comes to themselves, that's where things get a little bit difficult. And part of it is admirable selflessness, right? The other part of it is they don't know how to pamper themselves and be good to themselves. So here's the first self-encouragement statement or self-compassion statement that I want you to kind of think about for a couple seconds and ask yourself, will I ever think that, or have I thought that? So the first sentence is, it is okay to want or need something from somebody else. It is okay to want and need something from somebody else. How do you feel about that statement? What do you think about that statement? Would you ever say that to yourself? Or do you find yourself saying, it's not okay to need and want something from somebody else? I'm independent and I'm going to always be independent, right? Okay, so that's one statement. We're not going to psychoanalyze that. We're not going to pull it apart just yet. We're going to do that next session, or next video, I should say. We're actually going to just focus on the statements today, okay? The next one is, I have a choice to ask someone for what I want or need. I have a choice to ask someone for what I want or need. What do you think about that? Do you feel you have a choice or free will to ask someone for what you want and need? Or do you kind of feel like I should not be asking anybody for help? I should not be asking anybody to show me support. I'm going to do this the way that I'm going to do it. The next statement is, I can stand it if I don't get what I want. I can stand it if I don't get what I want. Some people have the idea that if they don't get what they want, life is over, right? If I don't have the husband I want, if I don't have the children I want, if I don't get pregnant like I want, if I don't have the job that I want or the promotion that I want or the career that I want, nothing in life is going to matter, right? So have you ever, or will you ever, or have you said to yourself, I can stand it if I don't get what I want. I will live. The next statement, the fact that someone says no to my request doesn't mean I should not have asked in the first place. All right, so let me rephrase that. So just because someone has told me no after I've asked them for a request, or after I've requested something from them, I should say, it's okay if they said no. It doesn't mean that I shouldn't have asked. So I struggle with this one. I'm going to tell you why. I think we all struggle with being told no, right? But there are times when I find myself struggling with asking questions that I know I should be asking, right? And I think it's just part of who I am as a human, and I think it's part of who you are as a human as well. But, you know, do you feel that it's okay to ask somebody something, and if they tell you no, you don't have to feel bad about it? I struggle with that sometimes. So I'm going to give you an example. So one day I went to, I was trying to get paint or something for my house. And I went to a store like Lowe's or Home Depot, and I asked the person at the register, do you guys sell, like this glossy white paint? And I gave the name and all of that, and she's like, no, we don't sell it. And I'm like, okay, well, do you guys have a such color as, and I gave the name, and I felt really stupid asking for it because that's like a paint color that Lowe's doesn't carry, but I thought I would ask anyway. And she was like, no, we don't have it. And I literally walked away feeling like I shouldn't have bothered her with that. Like, I should not have asked her that. I knew what the answer was. I just wanted to make sure. But why did I have to make sure, right? So I felt bad. So do you find yourself doing that? If so, we all need to like stop doing that, because we don't need to feel bad about simple questions, no matter what happens, right? That other person could respond negatively to our questions, but it doesn't mean that we have to feel bad for asking that. Okay, the next one is, if I don't get my objectives, that doesn't mean I didn't go about it in a skillful way. So if you don't accomplish something, that doesn't mean that you didn't put all your heart and soul into it. It doesn't mean that you didn't accomplish something, right? Some of my adolescent clients and my very hard pressed and very what's the word I'm looking for, achieving teenagers find themselves struggling with getting a B- in school. They feel like if I didn't get an A, my effort didn't mean anything. It meant a lot. It's what you could do at that time. You know, it's what your mind could handle. It's what your strength could give you at the time. Don't feel bad about that. So I've known some people that feel like if I get a B-, I'm a loser, right? Because I know I want an A. So just because you didn't meet your goal doesn't mean that you didn't put your effort into it, okay? And the last one is, I can insist upon my rights and still be a good person. I always used to struggle with that, right? I can insist upon my boundaries or insist upon my rights, and I can still be a good person. It's okay to tell somebody, no, I don't feel comfortable doing that with you, or no, I'm not interested in that right now. I have too many other things going on. That's okay. I don't think that you need to feel bad for doing that. You're still a good person. You still care. You're still compassionate. You're still mannerable. You just need to put your boundaries up. I've had a hard time with that over the years. I've gotten a lot better with boundaries and letting people know I can't reach that. I can't meet that expectation right now. I'm overwhelmed. But I think it's practice, and I think you have to practice it every day. You also have to be able to, you know, give yourself that permission to put your boundaries up. I think that's the only way that you're going to survive in a world like this. All right, guys. So I will be back with the second part of this. The second part of this is challenging inaccurate thoughts, and I want to talk to you just a little bit about that, teach you a new concept, and we're going to delve into psychoanalyzing these things next video. So hang tight. I'll be right back.